Today we are going to prepare the famous chicken croquettes. I assure you that today's recipe is a guaranteed success. They are delicious both in flavor and texture. Are you ready to start? Perfect to start with the chicken croquettes. First, we will cook the chicken. You can use chicken pieces or breasts, as in my case, or even take advantage of leftover cooked chicken from previous meals, and if it's roasted, even better. For this recipe, I will use 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. Cover the chicken with water and cook it for about 20 or 25 minutes, depending on the cut you use. Once the time is up, remove the chicken from the pot and place it in a container. With our hands we shred it, but it is not necessary to shred it too much. Just separating it into small portions will be enough, as we will later grind it in a food processor. Once shredded, add it to the processor. I prefer to use a food processor to maintain a fine texture in the croquettes and prevent large chunks from standing out. The important thing is that after grinding it, it turns into a kind of paste with some texture, as shown here. In a skillet, heat 3 tablespoons of oil over medium heat. Add 3 crushed garlic cloves and sauté them for 2 minutes. Then, incorporate the ground chicken and cook for 2 more minutes. I assure you that these chicken croquettes are delicious and very easy to prepare. Now we will season with salt to taste, a teaspoon of oregano, a pinch of black pepper, and stir well to incorporate the spices into the chicken. At this point, add a cup of wheat flour. During this step, it is important to cook the flour well, so make sure to stir while it cooks for 1 or 2 minutes. Now we will add a cup of milk and mix constantly until we achieve a homogeneous texture. Keep the heat at medium temperature. A distinctive characteristic of traditional Cuban croquettes is that they are not made with bechamel, but in this way, resulting in a less creamy interior than, for example, Spanish croquettes. When you see that a compact mass forms that does not stick to the bottom of the pan, it is ready. When the mass is at that point, turn off the heat and transfer it to a plate. And we will let it rest for 15 minutes or until it cools completely. When it has cooled down, take some of the mixture with a spoon, and with your hands shape the croquettes, giving them the traditional form. I am going to make them quite large. Keep that in mind because they are usually made smaller and thinner. And so in this way, your croquettes should turn out. Next, here I have a container with a cup of wheat flour. I will season this flour with a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a pinch of black pepper. Seasoning the flour like this will make a difference in your croquettes. They will be on another level. Now coat each croquette first in the flour, making sure to remove the excess. Then pass them through the mixture of 2 beaten eggs, and finally through the breadcrumbs. Repeat this process with all the remaining croquettes. By the way, tell me from which country are you watching, so I can send you a greeting in our next recipe. Today I want to send greetings to Karen Benzen from United States, Joseph Grace Ifeoma from Nigerian, Anna Zinli Torolino from Philippines, and to Elaine Haskell who watches us from California. Thank you very much for always watching and enjoying our recipes. Now we just need to fry the croquettes in hot oil until they are golden. A tip: keep the fire at medium power and do not add too many croquettes at once to prevent the oil from cooling down. You can turn them to achieve a perfect golden brown. Once ready, place the croquettes on kitchen paper to absorb excess grease and keep them crispy for longer. Tell me below if this is the first time you see one of my recipes. I hope you enjoyed following this recipe as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Thank you very much for watching my recipe to the end. See you in a future recipe.